To me, it's interesting that if any of you have ever served as a counselor in any organization, or if you're currently in such a counseling kind of calling, this is some powerful advice for you. If we start in section 81, verse 1, you're the Lord's servant, not your president's, okay? In fact, your president is the Lord's servant as well. We're all fellow servants. My immediate loyalty and responsibility is vertical, not just horizontal, okay? So keep that in mind. I am the Lord's servant, as I'm called as a counselor. And then the advice to this servant. Listen to the voice of him who speaketh. And then to be more specific, to the word of the Lord your God. Listen. As a counselor, you'll listen to your leader often. You'll listen to the president. You'll listen to the bishop. But are we listening to the Lord? Obviously, that president is doing their best to listen to the Lord as well. But in this principle of scattered revelation, we better be listening too. If we're only listening horizontally, what's the president want? What's the bishop expect? And they're going to delegate the responsibility and I just salute smartly and go and do. No, that's not enough. That's not being a counselor. Because if you're a counselor, you're supposed to counsel. You're supposed to speak up. You're supposed to give that president or that bishop your best possible advice. And where's that going to come from? Vertically. It's going to be honoring your role in revelation, receiving your piece of the puzzle, listening to the voice of God as intently as the president or the bishop is trying to listen to the voice of God as well. As we're kind of triangulating between the presidency as a whole, what are you hearing? What part of this are you receiving? And can we assemble it into a greater whole? So listen to the Lord. As a counselor, what am I called to do? One verse, and boy, do you have some amazing marching orders, right? Realize you're the Lord's servant, so serve him first and foremost. Listen to God, but also hearken to your calling. That's interesting. What is your calling you to do? And perhaps another way to ask that is, what's your calling not calling you to do? Where are my responsibilities and roles, and what are my roles, but what are the limits of that leadership? At what point am I stepping on other toes, right? I don't want to be too little and not fill the measure of my creation or my calling, but I don't want to be too much and start doing things I'm not called to do. So hearken to the calling that you have. I need to give that bishop or I need to give that president the best advice I possibly can. But at the same time, I need to realize I'm not the president, right? I'm not overstepping my bounds.